Okay, so the thing is, I don't want to leave the conversation, but the conversations become, dysfunctional. Um, it certainly would be nice to have a platform, a software service where we could have a video reply conversations again. And the time, hopefully may come for that. Um, you wait and wait. Seems like something you might have to do yourself, but it's a lot of work, isn't it? But that's sort of beside the point because those conversations will become dysfunctional too, and they probably at this point start out that way because we're just habituated to a certain part in the public dialogue that we're going to have to grow through. So, my standby was always looking for conversation. I want to hear other people's attitude and know that's their real attitude. They're not just making up something, and and how they got to that position, which also tells me if it's their real attitude. And then I want to try to convey my position and make them understand it. So a lot of people think that I do try to convince other people, and what they're really thinking about is the part where I try to make you understand my position, because people try to pretend no one could understand that. And it's basically because people seem, it seems to me to be basically because people fear understanding other ideas because they just have the one brain, and they're worried if they set up an understanding of something in their brain, they won't be able to go back to their own idea. To master abstract thinking, you have to have little compartments in which you can construct an idea, see how it works, and test it and experiment with it, and not lose your own idea or forget about it at all. And what I'm thinking about lately in the conversational side of things is, I just felt that I was doing everybody a favor, treating everybody as equals on here. Give in kind, not worry about it. If somebody could dish it out, they could take it. They want to argue, they're saying they're brave, all these things that people say. And, and I don't insult people for their appearances or anything like that. It's always on the topic, but of course people take those topics very personally, including me at times. The only difference with me is that I don't hold a grudge about it. To me, it's like if we were all boxers, and some of us would have humiliating losses sometime, you should get over it. But, is it really fair to treat everybody as an equal? I mean, Quintica, I'm not trying to start anything with Quintica, but he was saying, acting like I was picking, not lately, he was discussing some other stuff, but I mean, a few months ago, 6 months ago, a year, whatever it was, when I was asking Robert Wallace, he's made many Second Amendment liberal videos, and I would love to discuss that with him because it's like two Second Amendment liberals, so we agree. We just dig down to see where we disagree, and I think that would help say a lot about the Second Amendment process like that. And if you just assume somebody's up for that, well, maybe that's not fair. Maybe they aren't. Maybe I am the mean one, and it's like being a bully because they're not prepared for the kind of conversation that people think or know that I would bring to that sort of conversation. So another way of putting it is, bull in the china shop or something. It does matter to me. I'm not a mean person. I don't think. And so if you're a bull in the china shop and people say, oh, look how destructive, you're like, what? Because you can't see China or something. At least not from Alaska. But anyway, it's kind of like the extreme version is, I like a lot of, my subscription strategy is to like stay tuned in to little movements or things that I notice. I discovered this idea of gang stalking, and subscribe to people like that, and I'm still am, from people discovering narcissistic personality disorder or their own issues with it, and I still am subscribed. A lot of those people go away. I'm still subscribed if they show up years later. And so it's kind of, the purpose is to try to stay tuned into these things, um, just out of interest and see how they develop. So that includes flat earth people, which then brings you in contact with debunkers. And it's just like, I'm subscribed to various people in that sphere, and I don't always watch all their videos. One I do always watch is this guy, Simon Dan. And I like his channel. I think somebody needs to rebut all this crazy non-scientific stuff like the flat earth and many other things. But I also get a sense that there's something about it that's like mental health shaming. And so you can't let these crazy ideas run free, and you're shaming and mockery. Maybe that is the best way. That's better than prison or re-education camps or something. But it's a petty group pressure kind of thing as well, and there's something ugly about it. And yet, I still watch them, and I don't think, oh, what are you doing? You've gone too far. No, I mean, I think somebody needs to stand up. We can't just let flat earth run rampant. And what are we going to get, Um, who else is going to take them on? But, when the YouTube atheists were taking on the young earth creationists, I was surprised. I didn't know there really were that many young earth creationists. I thought it was way more niche than it turned out to still be. And that's a conversation that had to be had. And I felt like, well, the people are equal. Yeah, some people have science on their side, some people have the Bible on their side, but they chose those armaments and defenses, of their own free will, and everybody goes in, it's all equal. But it isn't really equal, and I think in the long run, I guess you have to look at how it's turning out, and maybe, I don't think someone like Simon Dan has to stop what he's doing, but when I think about what I want to do, I don't know. But these dispatches are going to be, if I feel like it, instead of, hey, maybe it'd be fun to make a video, let me think of what is a good topic. What have I been thinking about lately? What's something I thought was a good message people could use to hear? Or Days help a brother out, all of these different ideas about how to do it. I'm just thinking, hey, if I feel like making a video, I think I'll just turn on the camera and make a video and find out what it was and just have it be a dispatch. So, because at this point, until we can clean up, refunctionalize the conversation, it's just a matter of self-expression. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't make the Robert Wallaces and the Mindhams of YouTube be able to have regular, consistent conversation on an equal basis. All right. Looked pretty good for me.